Hi, today we're going to talk about chemical reactions and conservation of mass, okay? So we're going to look at a reaction here, and you need to understand what these letters and numbers mean, okay? So I'm going to go through it once, and then we'll look at some Lego. Everybody loves Lego. Okay, so we have acetylene, it's C2H2 plus oxygen, O2, oxygen gas, produces CO2 plus H2O. Now right away you should identify this type of reaction. You've studied it. It has something plus oxygen produces CO2 plus water. And that is a combustion reaction. It's burning with oxygen to produce carbon dioxide and water. You should know that. If it had sugar here, it might have been cellular respiration, which is what happens in our bodies. Okay, so what you need to understand first of all is that these things are the reactants, these things are the products. Okay, so we'll write that in. Reactants, products. And what that means is that at the beginning, we start with this stuff, they combine, and when we light a match, this stuff burns and breaks up and becomes this stuff. And it all becomes this stuff. This carbon and this carbon, they are the same carbons. This broke up and became that, and then at the end, there's none of this stuff left. It's all carbon dioxide and water. So as an example, we're going to look at some Lego. There's one last thing you need to understand, which is when you look at these chemicals, okay, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to cover that big number, the coefficient. Okay, so I'm going to cover it. That is the molecule. So let's circle that. We like colors. So that is one molecule. So I'm going to draw it, okay? So let's do this. We'll do a solid circle is for C's, carbons. Let's say an orange empty one is for hydrogens, and an X red is for oxygens. So I'm going to draw this molecule. So I'm going to cover that number. I have C2. That means I have two C's. Okay? And they're going to be touching because it is a molecule. They are attached to each other. They are bonded. Okay, and there are two hydrogens, so I'm going to draw two hydrogens. Again, they're going to be touching. Okay, there we go. We have C2H2. That's one molecule. Once we've drawn one molecule, we uncover the big number, and we realize there are two of these. So I'm going to redraw that, but they are separate entities, so I'm going to draw them separately. Okay, so that is one C2H2, that is a second C2H2. And I'm going to do this with this and carry on. So that is O2 touching, because I cover the coefficient, that is O2, one molecule. Then I uncover it and I look and I say, oh, I have 5 of these. So I redraw it 5 times. And these have to be touching, and these have to be separate. Okay, and that is that plus that produces 4 CO2. So that is, I cover, a molecule is CO2. So I'm going to draw the C, which we decided was a solid circle, and 2 oxygens. They should be touching. That is 1 CO2, but there are 4 of them. So let's get to it. 1, 2, 3 more, and then boy, my circles are not very circular. Okay, doing the best we can here. So I have 4 CO2s, and then I have Cover the big number, H2O. I have 1 oxygen, 2 hydrogens. So let's do it. So oxygen is with an X. Hydrogens are, we said, are orange. Okay, that's an H2O, and there are 2 of them. So I'm going to draw 2 of those. Okay, that's 2 H2O. So hopefully that helps you draw them. Just remember, cover the big number, draw that all touching. That's 1 molecule. Then once you've drawn 1, uncover the number and draw however many more you need. Okay, now that I've drawn it, I want to show you what a reaction is. A reaction, so I'm pulling out some Lego here, and my pieces are, I have the big black ones are my carbons, the little white ones are my hydrogens. Okay, so I'm attaching it. So I have 2 carbons and 2 hydrogens. That is 1 C2H2, and I have 2 of these. Okay. Then I have 5 pairs of oxygen. That's a pair, that's a pair, that's a pair, and I have 5 of them. So each square is a pair. There's 5. Okay. And now, I have none of this. They haven't reacted yet. When the reaction starts, these pieces start to break apart, and they actually rearrange and join again. So here we go. And now, so I've broken them all apart, and now I have to form this stuff. These pieces, it doesn't exist anymore. Well, it does exist, but it's all in pieces. And now I have to make a CO2 molecule. So a CO2 would be 1 carbon with 2 oxygens. 1 carbon, 2 oxygens. That is a CO2. I have to make an H2O. An H2O is 1 oxygen with 2 hydrogens. 1 oxygen with 2 hydrogens. That's an oxygen with 2 hydrogens. And now I'm going to repeat it so that I have 3 more of those and 1 more of those. Okay, we're all done. I have 4 CO2s, I have 2 H2Os, and hopefully you understand that when this reaction is happening, what is actually happening is this is breaking apart and becoming something else. There's no Lego here. The atoms all became something. That is the conservation of mass. Okay, I hope that clears that up, and you know what a reaction is, and you know how to draw the little bubbles to represent a reaction according to the particle model. Those are little particles. Okay, see you soon. Bye.